Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Abdullah. How are you? I hope I remember your name correctly. Good. First of all, a big round of applause for the IIA EC team, the President, Mr. Dhawan, uh, and Dharampal ji, Satyendra ji, Ramakrishna ji, Sudhir ji, Nidhi, everyone, for taking this initiative last year. And then again, we are here for the second time. And uh, it's a coincidence that last year also the first session, I was the first, I was the person who was taking the first session, and this year also the same thing. As very correctly mentioned by many of our industry colleagues, that all of you who have gathered here have come from diverse background, having different experiences. Somebody who are new to the industry, somebody who are having running your own company, somebody having 20-25 years of experience in their own field. So this 5 days going to be not only from my end, for everyone, every faculty who will take these sessions. They will also like to learn, and more than learning from us, it is more of an experience sharing session. What we are going to do is share the best practices that is being followed, try to share with you the processes in more structured way. You can follow them in your own way. So, and I know some of people who have also worked with us, also with me as well, like Rohan and all. You are already running your own projects, so you know the entire side of it. And when we are talking about the first topic for discussion is strategy, strategy for pre-event planning. This will basically give you an overview about what you are going to learn in different sessions throughout these 5 days. This is just summarizing the things, just to give you a structure, an idea how, if you want to do any exhibition, what all things you can take care of, and what all things, how sequentially you have to follow. So that's just an outline which I'm going to share. And more than sharing, I would like to learn from your experience how you do in your day-to-day life, whatever things you are doing. If you are doing operations, if you are doing sales, if you are doing the entire project management, what are your experiences? I would like to learn from you on those subjects. So I'll try to cover this entire presentation in 4 parts. What is the need for what we call pre-event planning? What is the necessity for it? Then what is the process for pre-event planning, or what are the things we should take care of? What are our checklists, and on what weightage we are going to give to each topic, and why they are important? Then what are the critical areas which require more attention from our end? So that if we miss on those, what kind of implication that we're going to face? At the end of the day, when we are doing any exhibition or any event, the one thing is very clear: we want to do it correctly. We do it in a with a scale, and give the ROI to our participants, to our customers, and at the same time, we have to earn money. So that is very important. Doing an exhibition, doing an event without earning money is not sustainable. So that's another important thing. Similarly, what is the evaluation process to see that we are doing correctly? What are the checkpoints that we should manage? And what are the corrective measures that we have to take while planning for the entire event? So let's come to the first thing, which is starts with what are the objective of doing an exhibition or event. Everything starts with a problem thing. Uh, can anybody share somebody who is running any project as a project head or project director? Anybody who is doing it? Yeah. You are doing your, I think, ref code. So what is the objective of that event, Rohan? If you can just like to share with us. Basically, purpose of organizing that exhibition. Yeah.
Bring every stakeholder under the same umbrella or under this one platform, to felicitate the business and all. That is the main purpose of the exhibition.
Okay, that is one thing, that it's a networking platform where every stakeholder of the cold chain industry, they come together to share their knowledge, to share the new trends, to generate business. So overall objective is that your customers, the industry stakeholders, they should get some new ideas, develop some new connections, and generate some revenue out of their participation. So that's an exhibition. And of course, while doing it, that's the perspective from the customer side. And from the organizer side, while conceptualizing, we also, even if it's an established event, we always look forward to see, is there any challenges that the industry is facing now? Is this platform can do something to solve, or do something, be catalyst to solve those challenges? So that is one thing, identification of the problem statement for the industry, for an established event or expo, or maybe for a new thing, what are the problem, what are the challenges that the industry is facing? Are we able to solve that thing, or provide something, some food for thought for challenge to addressing that thing? So that is what is important while setting the core objective of the event or the expo. Once it is done, then all our thought process, all our planning move towards that thing. Similarly, then we have to get into the setting up of the goals for various stakeholders. For any expo, any event, we have multiple stakeholders. Multiple stakeholders mean you have your exhibitors, you have your visitors coming to the show, you have, as an organization, as an organizer, you have your own set of goals, what you want to achieve out of it. So everything you have to basically think through before launching an event or an expo. So that is why at the pre-event stage, basically you have to leave the dream before you are actually implementing it on ground. And why we have to do it? That is very important. We have to do it because every event or expo, many of us who are present here are working from some organization, and there are some people who are entrepreneurs, who are running their own businesses. Those who are entrepreneurs, they will understand, to start anything, we need to put our hard-earned money into it. It could be our money or the investor's money. So before spending money, we should do a pilot run without getting into the market, just through our logics, through our thought process, just want to see if this is viable or not, both in commercially and both as well as in terms of what would be the acceptance level of what we are thinking in the minds of various stakeholders. So we can do a small survey, we can do some logical debates and everything, and we can come to a conclusion whether whatever we are thinking is correct or not, because that will save your time, that will save your money, that will save your resources, and that will give you a lot of idea, which will make your approach, which will refine your approach rather. And similarly, once it is done, we have to think about the target audience, who could be our probable participants as exhibitors, who could be our probable participants in terms of visitors, what kind of outcome they are expecting, and what all the things we should do. So these are some of the things at the very beginning we have to think of. So in the checklist, defining the event objective is very important, covering all such steps. There could be many other steps also, which you can also suggest. Every event is different, every exhibition is different, every thing is different. So based on that, you can customize as per your requirement. But you have to, if you do this thing, you will see that you'll save a lot of time, save a lot of effort, save a lot of resources for doing it. Then of course, budgeting for resources. We have to, once we are through with the objective side, that will give us an idea what could be the major budget heads and what kind of budgeting we have to follow. probably Mr. Ramakrishna is taking the next session on finance and budgeting only, so he will brief you in more detail about it. Of course, cash flow, fund flow, and other things, because whether we are working for an organization or whether we are not working, generally what is happening is in large organization, when you have you are working in multiple departments for a single project, somebody is not a project head, but he is doing the sales, somebody who is doing the operations, somebody who is doing could be the visitor mobilization. There is always a tussle. The sales guy will say, I bring the revenue. The marketing guy will say, I'll generate the lead, so I'll spend. The sales guy will ask, why will you spend? You are not earning money. You are just generating the leads. We are the person who are closing it. Similarly, the operations guy will say, no, we have to give the things order to my vendors. Otherwise, we have to book the venue. We have to do these things. We have to give the advances and other things. Then the other person will say, no, you have to collect the money. So there is always a requirement of cash flow and fund flow. So everyone, see, one person or one department cannot run any event, be it large, be it small, be it a small social gathering also. Everything is important. So every department are the different wheels of the same vehicle. So until and unless they are running in synergy, you cannot do an event. So it is important for each one of stakeholders from every department to understand that these are important. Why this person is saying this? Why my finance guy is asking for that, no, you have to generate revenue? Why he is saying that, no, you cannot give it? So these things you have to understand, because nobody wants to overcome it in terms of finances, in terms of resources, in terms of manpower. Everything is, as we look forward to the ROI of our customers, our exhibitors, we have to also look forward to the ROI what our management is getting out of us. So everybody has to think like an entrepreneur in their own respective departments, whatever role they are playing in the organization for a particular project. And if we are able to appreciate and understand and learn that thing, it will help us to grow into a more of a project management role. And many of us have expressed our desire to run our own businesses, own companies. And if you want to run it, it's better you learn it today. Then tomorrow you will be able to use those things. And you will feel that thing when you are running your own company. Then comes the resource allocation. Now, resource allocation not only talk about the finances, it also talks about the allocation of your manpower, allocation of your budgets to different kitties, and when to start, when not to start. Whether if you're doing marketing, whether social media is good or good. I'll just share one of my small experiences. Recently, I was taking some interviews for hiring some brand management trainees. And we decided to hire it from the best B schools like 𝐈𝐄𝐈𝐿 or IIMs. And because a lot of people applied, so what we thought is we should go for some group discussion. One of the topic which I had given to them was, okay, for a trade show kind of a thing, if you are given a trade show brand to market it or create a brand of trade show, according to you, which is the best channel? The traditional marketing channels or the digital ones? Because since we are from the trade show industry, we understand that everything as a marketing mix, everything has its own importance. But despite many of them from being the best of the B schools, probably the best talent in the marketing and branding, they started, discussing amongst themselves. Somebody was debating amongst themselves that somebody was supporting the traditional channel, somebody was supporting the digital channel. So it cannot happen like that. It's always the mix. Similarly, for an exhibition organizer or an exhibition service provider or an exhibition venue or whatever it is, every department has their own value, own importance. Similarly in marketing also. So it is very important to understand and appreciate that everybody has a role, and we should, more than we understand our role, we should understand what others are doing. And accordingly, we plan in a way that our dependencies on other department, we address those dependencies earlier, because whatever I do, I can work 2 hours more in a day, or I can work during the weekends to cover my job. But somebody else, we can't expect them to do it that way. So, although I have just deviated from my whatever I was saying, but the more important thing is everything is important. When you are doing a planning or strategizing something, you have to take care of each and every part of it. Starting from how you do the event, what will be the ROI, till how the inauguration will be done, what will happen during all the day of the event, and what will be happening. You have to plan it before on the closure of the event. So everything is important, irrespective of your departments, you should take care of that. And of course, another important thing is our industry is very dynamic. Today, what we plan is, as very correctly mentioned by Surajji during his opening remarks, that whatever we are going to tell to you today, the non-negotiable thing is, it's not final. You can challenge it. You can have a better idea. And as Satyendraji said, that we are also learning from you. The situation could be different on that day of the event. So whatever you planned, you must be also be prepared that it may not fall in the same way, and it could be different. So it should be flexible, and your contingency planning should be ready. So that is also important, that your provisioning for your budget may overshoot, your resources may not work out for many practical reasons. And I'll share one of my own experience while doing an expo, because it's more of an experience sharing thing. What happened was, it was in 2022 during COVID. We organized one exhibition called Indus Food. We planned it just before the third wave. We planned the event in IML Greater Noida, and it was in the month of January. We were concurrently, one more event was supposed to happen with us, that was PaperX. So we had several rounds of, because COVID was there, and the flights were not operating. There were lots of restriction on gathering, and many other challenges were there. And both the shows have international participations. So that was another challenge. Eventually, both of us stood ground. We had several rounds of meetings with the venue, with that time Gaurav was there, Gagan was there. We were having meetings amongst ourselves, how to address the situation, whether we can do this event, what are the permissions required and all. And then ultimately they decided not to do the event, and we went ahead with the event. Just 2 days before the event, the setup had already started. The international participants had shared their tickets also that they are coming. And our event is a very niche kind of event, wherein you have majorly Indian participants as exhibitors, and majorly international buyers coming from different countries. 2 days before the event, in Delhi, it was announced weekend curfew. So precisely the first day of our event was Saturday and Sunday, first 2 days, and it was weekend curfew. And all our buyers, their hotels were booked in Delhi, and they have to go to Noida by vehicle. So that was a situation which was not planned. Your setup has started, you cannot be as close as, and then people have started calling to us that, oh, this is a situation in India, we don't want to come. One team was busy with telling them, convincing them to come, that everything is in place, no problem will be there at the airport, we have all the permissions and all. And the other thing was how to get these people from Delhi to Noida during this thing. That is, you can do for the buyers because they are staying in the hotels. But the problem is, what about the exhibitors? They also have to come from different parts. So you need the passes. So another thing, so entire separate thing, we approached the DDMA and others. They had allocated the DM of South Delhi, who was constantly on our mobiles with a group working on. So we used to send them the Excel list with the vehicle numbers and the name of the persons coming, and they used to send, they used to e-register them, and send the vehicle passes, which you used to again send to the people. So these are the challenges which come up. Whatever you have planned, it may not work out. Ultimately, the event happened with all such things. So we have to be prepared for such experiences. At times, you have planned something. The vehicle, say you have inauguration uh, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Your stage setup and everything is planned in the evening. The venue has been booked. The contractor is coming from, say, in Mumbai. He has to come from NESCO and his workshop is in Vasai. He has started from Vasai, but somehow in the midnight, say around 12 o'clock, he was coming. He will reach there at 1 o'clock and then do the setup by 6 o'clock. Everything will be ready. There was a crash of the vehicle. Whatever things he was happening is not in workable condition. What will you do? You cannot change the inauguration timing. You don't have the time. So you have to probably look for alternate supplier, get the things done, and try to do it. Or maybe you have to delay the inauguration for a couple of hours to address the situation. These things are part and parcel of our life in our business of exhibition. So we have to be flexible. We have to be open towards addressing those challenges. So nothing is final. In every department, there will be challenge. In sales, the same thing. The exhibitor said, okay, I will come. And he is the exhibitor for 5 years. So we have hold a space near to the entrance. 10 days before the show, he has paid the half of the money and he says, no, I cannot pay the money and I will not come. Either you will sell the space or you cannot keep the space empty. So these kind of challenges will come in every department. So this is very important for us to understand that contingency will be coming in terms of every aspect, maybe in the finance also, the payment schedule which we have planned with the exhibitors. Sometimes they also delay the payments, but before the thing, you have to pay to your suppliers, vendors, many other things will happen. So all such things, we have to be prepared, we have to be think it before launching the event, before the starting the event. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So basically, you spoke about a couple of issues which comes up when it comes to pre-event planning. The first instance you gave is on COVID, which is, no, I'm just giving example, right? So for example, if in case there are last minute challenges which we face. So the first example is obviously a force majeure kind of a case where the exhibitors or the visitors can understand because of COVID, the restrictions. And the second one was the crash, which you spoke about. And third one was about the exhibitor not turning up and cancelling his participation. These are the whats. What are the challenges you may face? But how do we mitigate these? Because last minute, we will have multiple challenges. Let's say that, it is not a natural calamity. It is not act of God. It is not something which is a challenge which I foreseen. And suddenly one day before the event, something goes wrong and I have to answer to a lot of people how I am going to fix that challenge. So, yeah, I hope I got the question.
Yes. Well, there are two aspects to it. One, there would be certain challenges which will come at the last moment. I'm not saying that what will we do. It's that this will come. The most of the time, if you are not prepared mentally for it, you succumb to things. What you have said is for that if a force majeure happened, if something happens, for this, there is a provision. Earlier, organizers or the event organizers, they don't used to care about it, but today, most of the big organizers who are serious, they want to cover their risk. So if you come down, you will find this thing as well. Today, there are several insurances which are available for events. So it is always better to take an insurance which cover this risk. There could be fire also, fire incident. But your stakeholder may lose the money, but it's not their fault. Even if you have taken all the precautions, it can happen. So there are insurances available. Yeah.
Deliberately did not cover that part because we have a topic called crisis management, which will be covered in next few days. So whatever queries you have, that will be covered in detail. So you will have all your answers in that. So please go on.
Yeah. That is one part, and there are.
He's not just giving an example, but whatever you have there in that particular module, everything is covered. So you will have your details.
Yes. Some things are covered through my idea of telling this is that it's about your mindset. That mentally you have to be prepared that everything, whatever you have planned, it may not go the same way. There could be deviations for various reasons. And we should be prepared that that can happen. And we should take corrective measures. Whatever things at the pre-event stage, you can, as I have given you a small example of insurance thing, if you can take a insurance cover, you may spend few lakhs for paying the premium, which while doing the budgeting, it may appear, why am I wasting this money? But accident will happen one. I still remember one example Surajji gave during the last year's session of COVID and the case study of Wimbledon. How they have covered, they were the most happiest, organizers. Despite the event, they earned more than what they could have earned while doing the event, just because they were insured. Today, most of the exhibition organizers cover their events through the event insurance. Many insurance companies, both nationalized as well as private, they provide this insurance coverage thing, and it is quite comprehensive. So next thing, I'll come to the go-to-market strategy. Once you are through with your event kind of a thing, what you should do, what are the objectives, what are the budgets, I think now the most important thing is go-to-market. We have to go to approach our customers, stakeholders, get them on board for sales. Now the sales team will do the sales, but what will they sell if they don't have the collaterals available with them? So as a project person, it's important as a marketing, but that this is also important. So even if they are not doing it, since if you are aware about it, you can also flag it up to your concerned department to arrange for those things so that you can go there. What would be the time? What is the time ideal at the pre-event stage when we are organizing the event? Just now, Rohan, you are having a conversation over coffee. You are saying, sir, why is MOFPI doing World Food India? It may affect some exhibitors in Ref Cold. I said, why are you concerned about it? He said, no, it's just a couple of weeks ahead of our show. 5 days ahead of our show. Some of the exhibitors may be present there and we may lose customers over there. So it's, while choosing the dates also, we have to be, careful whether any global event or any big event in the same sector, same industry is coming in the country or in the city or globally, which can affect our participation, both in terms of exhibitors as well as trade visitors. So these are some of the things. I just give an example of one, but point is, these are some of the things which one has to take care at the pre-event stage while finalizing these details. Yeah, sure.
Whenever you're saying anything. So, for example, Rohan, it's like, you have a restaurant, and in that same lane, you have multiple restaurants because customer has a choice, right? And sometimes what happens is, probably I'll have breakfast in one place and go to the lunch to the next restaurant. So, having events during a short period of time probably gives it as an advantage. I tell you how and why. For example, if I have an event happening this week, and I'm inviting a lot of companies to attend my show, or probably some other competitor's show, what happens is, it is a selling point for me to say that, a lot of people want to visit India to do, visit a lot of customers and buyers and everything. So you can spend good 1 week's time to network, to visit different places, and attend both the events. So, the logistical challenges what clients usually have is travel, stay, and etc. and all that. So probably in one travel, you can attend multiple shows and probably go back to the best knowledge.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
So there are two aspects. What you are trying to say, you're looking at the point of view of the visitor. Here, when I talk about, let's suppose a restaurant. It's probably a 3,500 square meter show. But at the same time, in the MOFPI, the government is announcing the show, they are doing on a large scale because they have a budgets and everything. It's they are pumping 50 crore rupees to and with the government, what happens? They do a kind of they pull exhibitors as a you have to participate. That kind of stuff. There the problem happens. What happens when you have an exhibitor? An exhibitor has a typical budget. They have already decided that in 1 year we are going to do these 5 exhibitions. Okay, and then when you have such a show where the government is involved and then you have these government people are coming in, then automatically they have been more obliged to go to for you because because at times, like you have said that there are restaurants, but at the same time you cannot compete with some of the best cuisine out there. But at the same time, from the visitor point of view, again, it's not possible that they are if there are daily visitors, then obviously they can come and visit for a week and they can network. But if somebody is coming from outside, it's not possible for him to stay for almost like a 1 week. Has to see the whole budgeting thing, the amount of money they are going to invest, for budgeting and meeting the people. So you have to see all the aspects around that.
So Sandeep, just with your
Yeah.
permission, I didn't want to. The reason I came in because I think you have doubts, so it's better to clarify some of it. As I said, this will be clear. So just taking a cue when Sandeep said their show happened, but Hive cancelled their show. Same venue, same dates, everything. Have you thought why Hive cancelled their show? And this guy chose to continue with it in spite of whatever challenges. There is a reason behind it because it's the industry connect and the confidence of the industry. Now, Sandeep and his team and the brand was confident and the industry supported them. Okay, we will come and whatever we do, we will do the show. And it happened. I think at that point of time, Hive may not have. And you need to understand every organization has a different perspective, different thought process. It cannot be synchronized. Now, just taking an example, it's an example, right? Now, definitely I know from where Rohan is coming from. Now, for a government, it's not a profitable venture. Even if they don't earn profits, it's fine with them. But for Rohan, it's his P&L. The organization, if his P&L is not met properly, the salaries will not be coming, the incentives will not be coming. So you need to understand the dynamics. So it's different. So all of us, because some of you, are intending to be entrepreneurs, some of you are entrepreneurs, and I'm quite sure you will be also facing similar kind of challenges, not exactly in terms of organizing exhibitions, but in your own field. Like whether it's stand construction, whether it's logistics, whether it's branding, whatever way it can be. So it's up to you, purely up to you, what your gut feel is. See, many times theory doesn't work in business. It's your intuition, it's your gut feel, and moreover, it's your team's support. You need to understand. Because the team support and having the faith, with what you're doing is very, very important. So that's the reason the masterclass is all about that. So as I said, now, because see, I know the nuisances, so I can discuss this very, very openly because we keep discussing with each other. So the people have that thing, organize is a competition. I think that's a wrong myth.
Wrong myth.
It's a complete wrong myth.
My thought process was, am I going to go out of this sessions thinking I should not plan a similar event at the same time?
No, see, that's not the case. See,
There are logics also. As Mr. Mehra just said,
huh.
yeah, I'll just give you one reason he has given with our event that we are confident that the industry will support. That is one part of it. On the hindsight, which we'll not probably share in public forum, but let me just share with you. 2 days before the event, the setup has started. We have invested crores of rupees in hotels, in venue charges. To the suppliers, the payments has been gone. And they have also done their work. So, what will you do? You have no option to come out of it. At that situation, the thing is, considering all the aspects of it, it's better to go ahead with the event, give the return to the your stakeholders, whatever you have promised, and go ahead with the event. So, you had to do a lot of extra effort to make it happen. And without doing it, you can't actually survive. We had no other option but to go ahead with the event.
So just giving an example, see, our industry is also upgrading. I think we have also learned, when I commented, there is an intense competition coming in. There is a reason behind it. See, right now, we do not have a profile protection policy in place from a government perspective. Yes. And venues have their own. Venues ka profile protection is minimum 7 days to maximum 15 days. So I'm just giving you an example. In Bombay, there are 2 venues. Delhi, there are 3 venues. Nobody can stop having the same profile of event happening in 3 different venues in venue at the same time. So it's up to you what you believe. See, from a customer point of view, whoever gives them value will reach that. Fine, customers will negotiate, and I think it is going to be there. All of us knows that. But how you make him believe you are the best, it's up to you. It's your strategy.
Yes.
So I will just put it from that perspective.
Yes.
But yeah, you will know more when the crisis management comes. There are various, things. But as I said, it's not sacrosanct because everything is different. We keep, learning every minute, every second.
You have to consider every aspect of it.
True.
Based on the situation and then take a rational decision. That's what is important.
So I hope for the moment it may kind of do that, but not 100%. But I think, yeah, like in next 5 days, you will have a complete perspective coming in.
Yes. And then, of course, even with the things like small little things like choosing the name of the event, whether the industry is able to relate with the name. So, or the brand identity, creation of brand identity, or the competitor analysis. Today, it is very important to know what kind of competition you are, if you launch an event or if you are doing an event, what are your competitors doing? And how are you differentiate your brand, your exhibition or your event? How will you, what are the differentiation strategy and positioning for your event? That is very important. So all these things are being thought through at the pre-event level. Once you launch the event, you can't do it. So before you go to market, in a go-to-market strategy, all these things has to be thought through and then implemented. At times what happens is, okay, my organization is saying to do an event on this thing, this is the name of the event, you go and do it. Generally, you don't give attention to that thing, why they are doing it and what are the thought process they had given. So you should actually think why the name was given, why they have created this brand identity, what are the competitors, why they have kept the event at this venue. If something is happening in Delhi, the competition is doing it in Mumbai and they are doing well, why am my organization is telling me to do it in Delhi, not in Mumbai? So once you logically question those things, start thinking on those lines, at the pre-event level, this will actually help you develop more into a person, a professional who thinks and delivers, with, irrespective of which department you are working in. Yeah. Yeah, please.
You just spoke about protection, venue protection, and we just said that we should be planning how the event's date should be. I will just give what experience I had. We had announced our event last year that we are going to do 24th, 25th, 26th, the show at Yashobhoomi, Delhi. Till that point of time, Bharat Tech's curtain raiser didn't even happen. They raised the curtain, that the dates were announced in September, while mine was announced in April. My show was scheduled, my exhibitors were fixed, but then when Bharat Tech's came, it certainly affected because it is a government show. People are getting money, call from a central government's office. You have to sit, you will sit. So in that case, what should be the stance? How I can't cancel because I already had my event announced and my exhibitors were in place. That certainly affected our sourcing section, because coming to Liva or coming to somebody, some names where government is calling them, asking them, you have to sit with the pavilion, they have to comply to that. What would we do that in case? Because we had our planning. This is a government show. We can't.
That's the risk.
That's the risk. So how much ever planning strategy you do,
Yes.
as a government, their curtain raiser happened in September.
The dates of the shows were the same?
We were 7 days later. Bharat Text was announced.
See, as I said, it all depends. See, like, I think Rohan is on the same situation right now. Like, you know, what you're talking, which happened with you. See, as I said, it's all situation based. Now, there are various strategies which are there. Like, for everybody's benefit. Like, I'm quite sure you would have also thought about it. Maybe you may come up with option or you may not. Like, definitely.
Certainly, I didn't have any option.
Like, see, as I said, like, see, between, say, if I have to ask Mr. Ramakrishna or Mr. Sandeep and me, we will have 3 different options right now, because what we would feel. So I'm just giving my personal perspective, like Sandeep and Mr. Ramakrishna can give. If I would be in your place, I would have gone back to the government and I would have tried to, like, you know, have portion of this, our show in that show itself.
So
See, I'll tell you, as I said, it's a strategy. Nothing is wrong. You need to understand. It's a strategy. I'll just tell you. The reason being, your brand still remains. Your show still happens. You may not get that kind of money. It's better than cancelling the show. Or it's better than, like, you know, organizing a show in just 25%. As I said, so it's my thought. I'm ready to take that risk. So, like, at what kind of risk you would be taking it? See, if not Yashobhoomi, see, as you rightly said, in a matter of 1 week, like, you know, which you were discussing. Now, it's up to the exhibitors also. If exhibitors are compelled to go there, now if you have to retain the same size of the show, what would you do?
So, but that risk, like you just said, that I might go to government and ask them that आप मुझे एक pavilion दे दीजिए in a well.
Yes.
But sir, considering the situation where I've already paid for the venue.
No, but see, as I said, see, the dynamic happens. See, once you go into that, venue also can understand. You also can go to the venue. Okay, it's a government show, same profile.
Sir,
See,
no
there are
venue does
discussions.
that. Mm.
See, as I said, see, Prashant have something. Please, Prashant. Yeah, absolutely. See, it's an open forum,
And
so
sir,
it's nothing on that.
This question came because we just spoke
No, absolutely. So that's the reason. See, that's what when you started. See, nothing is wrong what we are discussing here.
Certainly.
Nothing is wrong.
No right and wrong.
Absolutely. See, everybody has a different perspective, and perspective is
I
welcome.
think, thank you, Forum. I think Satendra ji and Das Saab have explained very beautifully. It's a very simple thing. You have a show. Since how long you have been doing it?
This was my 7th edition.
7th edition. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I believe Pavilion Interiors are your
Yes.
fabricators. I'm from Pavilion Interiors. So now when I look at your show, which is 7th year, and I'm one of your client, I'm not P, and I'm one of your client, I have the confidence in you.
Certainly.
I was talking with the gentleman from 𝐼𝐿𝐼. Mullah, if I am an organizer having say 200 exhibitors and it's my 7th edition, the clients have confidence in me. You know, कि भाई ये show तो जाना ही है. I have budgeted. Now somebody comes up, मैं से 1000 exhibitor का exhibition कर रहा हूँ. That's fine. So the visitors who have been coming to your exhibition and meeting those exhibitors at that point in time are more inclined to come to your show rather than going and sourcing for something new, which they would like to go. So they will go there. But that doesn't stop them to come to your show and meet those exhibitors whom they want to meet.
So they are not.
One minute. Secondly, when you're coming in with, if he's a big event who is announced much in advance, and I do a show after him or during the same time or say 10 days ago, it won't affect the big show. As you rightly said, if a big show happens, if I'm doing some big show comes in, then it might affect me. But again, I ask one thing, one simple question. How many exhibitors do you have? And how many exhibitors that mighty exhibition organizer may be having, or how many exhibitors that organizer may be having? You are also a mighty exhibition organizer. So the confidence, the USP of your show will always stand out as compared to the bigger show that happens, because there is a reason for them to do that big show. And if one of my esteemed clients, say maybe Jockey or Levi's, whatever, if I'm participating with you, I will not miss an opportunity to be at the big show, but I'll see to it, because my valuation, I'm a big name, and I'm connected with the organizer who has been doing for the last 7 years or 7 editions or biennial event or annual event. I wouldn't leave them. My customers, I invite them. I have gone across various sectors exhibition, be it the homeland security, be it the gifting, be it the sports, or be it the security, whatever it may be. So I have come across these situations, and that doesn't affect me. I'll tell you why. When we started off the exhibition on a homeland sector, and the biggest competitor for me was 𝐷EF_EXPO. I started with 30 exhibitors. The show was at loss. And the next year, I had 150 exhibitors, despite the fact that 𝐷EF_EXPO and Aero Show happens. So this is what I understand. The USP of your show will always stand. Let the competition be there.
I do agree to that. My show is my show. Nobody can come and beat it. I have 250 exhibitors, and certainly that numbers are going to increase. But when I was just talking in terms of when, as he rightly said, that जो अगर आ रहा है विजिट करने भारत टैक्स को, भारत टैक्स में बोलूँगी एक्सपोर्ट बेस ओरिएंटेड है, जो भी है, बट अगर एक विजिटर, if he is coming to visit the show, say he will not be able to spend पूरा week staying in Delhi and waiting back for my show.
मैडम सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, भारत टैक्स में कितने विजिटर आते हैं?
सर वो तो अभी वो विजिटर का कोई काउंट
1 लाख, 2 लाख, 2.5 लाख, 5 लाख. आपके शो में कितने विजिटर आते हैं?
20,000 plus visitors.
20. So you mean to say all those 20,000?
I am not saying that, sir. My question is,
As a situational base, there is no definite answer.
yeah,
Like what works for you, you need to understand. Like what needs to be a strategy call. Whether you're ready to do that show, like maybe not earning any money during that time. I'm just giving you certain things.
What with your show,
True.
what I understand is a very niche show.
Niche.
niche. Yes.
Okay, niche shows always have a upper hand over generalized shows.
Absolutely.
Right. Bharat Texas, say 15 to 20 product profiles being displayed. For your customers,
It's one
your show is the only show where they'll get the similar set of things. Right? Why I'm able to say this thing is because when I'm talking about
the show that we organize, is Indus Food. It's a closed door show. We have 1800 plus exhibitors, but we have only 7,500 buyers only through invitation. And that's it. People come, try to enter the show, we say, sorry, we cannot allow you because you don't fall in the category.
See, if your concern is
So
the
if you are niche,
yeah.
then you have a strength. You should capitalize on your strength instead of getting generalized shows, because everyone has their own challenges. For a food show, as Rohan mentioned, being on the cold chain, that world food could be a challenge. Can you imagine for us, world food is how big challenge?
True.
But we are bigger, far bigger than that. This year we organized simultaneously in 𝐿𝐿𝐴 as well as in IML. Entire IML and 𝐿𝐿𝐴 Hall 1 and Hall 2 half. That was the size. Despite this, AHAR was there 2 months after that. So competition will be there.
Absolutely.
You
That's
have
exactly
to.
what I wanted to clarify in my thought process, because competition is inevitable.
Yes.
In this industry, the kind of consumers you have, or the buyers you have, or the sellers you have, it's not limited. And that's what I keep telling to my team. The moment they say that we have a bigger player in the market, or a government body who is promoting the event, and we have a huge banner of all the prime ministers or ministers and everything, that should not stop the confidence which we have. And what I always tell is, you will always have a rejection, but that is close to a team. So that's
See,
the thought process.
And that rightly said, sorry, Sunny.
No.
Rightly said, this is better to have competition because he is opening up the market for you. I always believe in one thing: somebody is bigger.
Competition
Yeah. If
is good because it keeps you on your toes. It helps you develop your product.
That I
more
agree.
Yeah,
value to
if-
your customers.
I'll give an example from Bombay Bollywood. Amitabh Bachchan is Amitabh Bachchan. He's a versatile actor. So that doesn't mean कि हर role Amitabh Bachchan को मिलता है. There are, because people get inspired by him, they choose their line, choose their image, and then become a hero. Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan.
See, just a food for thought.
Hrithik Roshan.
So if your concern is in this scenario, as I said, we don't know the
I
details
have
background
just
and
questioned the
impromptu.
strategy because
No. So that's the reason. Say, for example, if your concern was that people from Delhi or in and around Delhi will come because for them the travel distance is not much, even if your show is say 10 days later. Your concern is more of the people coming from outside. Fine, maybe India or international. You can host them. Maybe 1 year you may not be able to earn the way you want. It's an investment.
That is how we.
It's an
contribute
investment.
the
So that's what I'm
event.
telling you. See, for you, it's matter of survival. We understand that. Now, how you survive, it based on your instincts. As I said, we will just give you our perspective because we don't know the in-depth of what you are going through.
The concern that I had, he understood because pavilions and interiors has been there with us for
No,
past.
so that's what I'm telling you. We are not denying that. I think all of us come across. So as I said, all of our approach will be different because based on what our strategy is going to be. See, I'm just saying, if it's a multinational company, they may even do a show at a loss. They are okay with it. Because for them, finance is not a problem. But for an entrepreneur, if it's not a big size company, for them it really becomes. But then what it is, it is just for a year, 2 years. And how, if you have created your niche 7 years, commendable, so how are you going to go beyond that? So now since I'm quite sure going ahead, you will be a bit mindful or careful.
Yeah. Now we are coming up with 8th edition in December.
So that exactly my point is. So,
That is what.
so or possibly, I will tell you, even if you have to just showcase the value, which I said, there's the value what you give to your customers. And you already have a very dedicated loyalty base. So you need to just capitalize on that.
As I always say, if you know your customer and their customers, the customer will never leave you.
Very true. Customers.
Thank you.
KYCC. Yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah. It has already happened. It happens. It's called Indus Food.
Okay.
Yeah, the food and beverages, it happened in IML. Since inception, it has been happening there. And the 𝐿𝐴, it was the manufacturing, basically the technology side of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you equipping all the
IML?
halls for IML?
IML, all halls.
From
And 𝐿𝐴 Hall 1
And Hall
and
2.
half of Hall 2, yeah.
Okay. And what would be the marketing strategy to drive
visitors?
See, there are two different segments. One is I have told you about food and beverages, and the other one is the technology side of it. So the customer set is totally different.
Okay. So
Right. That's why they are not confused. Basically, the exhibitors of the food show are basically the customers for the technology show
okay. Okay.
or similar companies. India has a huge universe, so not all manufacturers of food and beverage products are not your exhibitors. So apart from them also, you have a lot of companies who are not your exhibitors. They are also coming as visitors and buyers.
Is it three-day show or 4-day show?
3-day show. Just that what we did was the food show. We started 2 days early.
So there would be overlap of 1 day.
1 day, yeah.
1 day, yeah.
So that their visitors can, after completing their show, can visit the other show.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So, of course, one is I have talked about competitor analysis. Then is defining USPs. It's written. So, ma'am, what you are saying was your show has a USP, that it's a niche show. So, since you have a USP with your show, so you should capitalize on it. A generalized show cannot replace a show which is very sector specific with focused audience. So you will, even if they are organizing it, you are able to survive and grow. Similarly, computer analysis, we have already discussed about it. So some timelines and milestones which has to be there, because any objective which we set, that has to be backed with some kind of timelines and milestones so that we can evaluate the progress. And at the end of generally what happens is, if we are not vigilant, if we make all of us do it, we create a project part, we see when the timelines are followed or not. When we are making a sales plan, we see what are the monthly sales figures. It's nothing but this thing only, what you have planned, whatever you have forecasted, whatever you have planned. Periodically you have to set some deadlines and see whether we are going as per your plan. If not, what are the corrective measures that you have to take? At times what we plan and when we go for execution, we see there is a difference, and this difference could be because of some of the things which we thought are correct at the initial level, but at a later stage we found no, the market is giving us the feedback that we should realign our strategy so that we are able to achieve our objective. So we should periodically monitor that. Similarly, it's the same thing. Daily, weekly or fortnightly, we can plan the things. We should not plan it a long thing that after a month we'll decide what is going to happen. Because then you lose those 29 days. If something is not happening, we should gather, discuss, realign our strategy, and again come back with the new one so that we are able to achieve our targets. Of course, those who are there in the sales and marketing activities are already aware about allocation of sales teams, sales budget, and other aspects of it. And since the time is short, I believe that's why Vaijayanti ji is coming here. So, no problem. So, finalizing the marketing mix and lead generation, this is very important. Today, everybody is talking about, generally in trade show marketing, what is happening is we are still not able to probably achieve, even if the shows are big. The more reason why they are big, either because of our aggressive sales outreach or good word of mouth publicity by our stakeholders or participants who have participated in the show. But if we talk about in terms of marketing, at least you don't have many shows in India who are very good at marketing, that automatically you generate new leads through marketing activities. This is one gray area of the industry which we probably have to sit together, finalize, and see what are the exact and proper marketing mix one should follow. Because as Satyendra ji earlier mentioned, that you are the leader of the future. Whatever was correct currently today or 10 years back will not hold good in the next 5 years or 6 years. The channels have differentiated. The outreach has differentiated. Today, you have earlier people used to go for on the first day of the show or before the show, newspaper ad, hoardings, billboards. They are not, you can't see them because the investment that goes there and the reach that you get. So people are more investing on the digital aspect of it. And when you are doing digital outreach, you are not.
The whole lot will come there for the check-in. ठीक है?
Yeah. Yeah. When you are doing the digital outreach, the challenge is we are not sure. Okay, general trend is, okay, we have appointed a digital agency, they will do it for us. They will give a strategy for how our product is going to be marketed. You guys can also share your experience, those who are in the industry for years running a show. How many of you think that somebody else, a digital agency, knows our product better than us and know our customers better than us, or our customer's customer better than us? Are they competent enough to devise a strategy for our digital outreach or marketing? Are we able to actually identify the return on investment that we put on digital marketing or social media campaigns for generating leads? And what kind of leads are we getting? What is the quality of the leads? What are the cost per lead? When you get into the details of it, just because we say digital is important, so we have to allocate a budget, so 20 lakhs for digital outreach. The agency will come, he say, okay, this is my fees of 8 lakhs rupees and 12 lakhs rupees is for the cost of the media, which we'll spend. But what are we getting out of it? Can we utilize it in a better way? What are the strategy? Why today, till today, if we have a verified database, telecalling is the best option, or BTL activity is the best option to generate the visitors, the quality visitors, quality footfall. When it comes to exhibitor, why is it that the sales outreach is still today the best one? Why is it that the visiting the exhibition is best one? So while deciding on the marketing mix, one has to think that visiting of a similar exhibition in India or overseas where you can get your prospective customer, and the money that you spend should not be part of a sales budget, probably part of some part of the marketing budget should be given into it as well. Right? So these are some of the food for thought for us. We should think, realign, reassign. What are the perfect marketing strategy for trade shows, for events? We are not doing a concert where the universe is must, the young Gen Z population or the young population is good. You just go to the Facebook, the Instagram and do it and get it. Anybody can come who has the paying capacity. But for organizers of B2B trade shows, the audience is limited. And it is very important to send our communications to the target audience. Though segmentation is very difficult. Where will you get it? I say, okay, हमने तो इस पे कर दिया. आपने बोला चलो LinkedIn में campaign करो. नहीं, LinkedIn बहुत महंगा है. LinkedIn is expensive, but we have given this thing and this much money we give. Have you done the segmentation? No, we have done the CEO, CXO. CEO, CXO of what? I am doing a show of, as ma'am has said, for a very niche segment in the apparel and textile segment, but CEO, CXO लगाया, automobile company वाले को भी भेज दिया. This is what is happening. So we should be clear in our mind where we are spending our budgets, what are the right marketing mix. Even the sales guy, even the operations guy have the right to ask the marketing team, share with us what is your marketing plan. At the end of the day, we are generating the revenue and giving it to you for generation of qualified leads, quality leads, which we can convert for as our customers or as our visitors. Are you spending it judiciously? Nobody actually asked this question. Right? So this is very important to finalizing a proper marketing mix and generation of leads and the quality leads. And rather, we should say quality leads. They may become customer, they may not become customer, but at least they are as per your product profiling that you have done. Right? So then only, that's why we should question on the cost per lead generation. We have to focus on those. Until unless we are clear on that cost per lead, people will come, the agencies will come, our marketing will come, ask for a budget, we will give the budget, they will spend the budget, they will give you the receipts that they have spent it. But when you come to say, we have generated 1000 leads, sit on the Excel, out of those 1000 leads, you will see 999 of crap. They don't fall in your profile, customer profile that you want, because they have not done the proper profiling while running those campaigns, because they are not aware about your products, because you know your customers, they don't know your customers, the agencies, right? Similarly, those who are doing the operations, it's very common thing for them, like allocation of resources, shortlisting of service providers for every aspects of the event, and the risk management, contingency plan, and insurance as well. So that if something happens, like on your first day of the event, you are doing an exhibition, you are expecting, say, 20,000 footfall a day, which you have promised to your customers. There was suddenly the Prime Minister of the country died. Example, national mourning. What will happen? You will not get the footfall. And it will happen suddenly. But this risk is covered within the insurance, if you take an insurance, event insurance. Even if the footfall is less, even if your existing customers are not asking for money, and if it happens, you can still earn money from the insurance premium that you have paid, if the footfall is less. Right? So these are some of the things which one should plan and do. And it's very important for any exhibition, trade show we do today, is the attendee experience. Touch points are very important, starting from your onboarding, physical onboarding process, wherever your customers or your prospects come through you, start, be it your website before they become a customer, be it your social media handles, whether they're able to get the information very easily, very aesthetically, or whether they are at the event, their entire journey once they become a customer, starting from your registration process, badge generation, searching of their exhibitors, or exhibitors searching for the registered visitors, or whatever it is. So all those touch points have to be addressed very well, designed very well, because if they get good experience, they will come. Nobody wants to come today to a show and stand in queue to get the badge. If they are able to get it beforehand on their mobile, if they can go scan it, take a printout and go, it's wonderful. So these are some of the things we should take care of it. And also we should engage our customers, our stakeholders, visitors, during the event, whatever postings, whatever coverage you make, so that they also get involved, popularize your event. Also, that will automatically give you an organic growth in your viewership, followership, and other things. And also, very important is taking the feedback. You have done an event based on the planning and everything. Whenever you are doing a pre-event planning, you should have a mechanism designed. So how will you take the feedback during the show, as well after the show, and before the show? What your customers have actually got out of your event. Generally, after the show, we generally get, okay, aapka event kaisa gaya, how is it gone? We take a survey and you should ask specific questions, personalized questions to understand, because the more you know your customers, the more you know their mental status after participating in your event, it will be easier for you to get them on board next time with similar set of investment or maybe enhanced investment. You know what to do. You can plan your strategy accordingly. And of course, technology integration today is a must. We have covered many things during our discussion. We cannot be ignorant to the technology, starting from your sales process till the execution and other things. And of course, some of the final on-site execution checklist, which will talk about on-site operations, deadlines, cut-off time, based on the nature of events, when everything has to be ready, so that if something is not as per the plan, as per satisfaction level, we have enough time to upgrade or replace those things. Some dry run, some last minute adjustments, we should be prepared for it, open to that, flexible enough for that. So the key takeaway is for this entire session, defining objective, budgeting and resources, go-to-market strategy, timeline, milestone, sales and marketing activities, logistics, operation, execution planning, attendee experiences, technology integration, final on-site execution. So this is not, anything which is very rigid framework. This is some activities one should plan. It's suggested, these are some of the best practices of the industry which they are following over the years. With time, with situations, new things will be added, some things will be deleted, some modifications will be done, and every event is a different event. Every event has a different, expo has a different requirement, different situation, different objective to achieve. Based on that, some modifications can be done. So that's all from my end. So anybody have any questions? I'm open for that.
I think you've covered some really interesting points, Mr. Das. You also spoke about some checklists and dry runs and everything. I'm sure you know. Sorry, thank you. It's not a question basically. So, do you have a standard event checklist or pre-event planning kind of a tracker which can help us?
Standard checklists are available based on
Google and
events.
ChatGPT?
No. With most of the event organizers. If you want, you can just you can take my number, share. I'll share my checklist with you.
Sure.
Everybody has a different kind of a checklist based on the requirement nature. So based on your event, you can customize it according to your thing. I think you have some question.
So like we are going digitally, and we are also thinking about sustainability. So currently, which we are one problem which we are facing currently right now, which is digital badges. Okay, so we are getting complaints from exhibitors. We won't be able to see the company name. Earlier, we used to see on the exhibitor badges who is that person and the designation of that person. So how we tackle this?
See, recently I visited one show in Yashobhumi, that's India Energy Week. They also provided digital badges to your mobile and email and WhatsApp. But what they had done was they had created some pre-registered visitor badge printing kiosks. You just go there, scan your barcode, in a second you will get the badge. So that solves your purpose. Probably, generally, at times organizers we don't want to do it to save costs also.
I think a very interesting point. Like, this is one of my favorite. So, why you need a badge? Let me ask you a question. Why you need a badge? You all are wearing a badge right now, right? Why do you need a badge? It's a closed door conference. We know there is nobody outside is who is being done. So we are only 32 people. But still you have a badge, you have a lanyard. Why? Okay, identity one. What else? You are in the room, endorses that. What else? Okay, now what do you mean by networking? Knowing the person. How would you know a person? You are all business people also, right? If you want to have business, you will not see Sandeep Kart's name and will go and have a business. You will approach him anyways, whether he is your client or no client. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? Yep. I'm coming to that. Hold on. I'm coming to that. That's the reason, see, I'm making a base. Because if I would have answered his question directly, you would have not accepted it. I'm just putting a perspective. And I'll also tell you why my perspective, and I have a strong reason on that. That's the reason that this is one of my favorite. So we all agree, if you want to have or do business, you will approach anybody whom you see is relevant. You will not, because when you meet a person, you never first ask for a card. You first go and introduce, hi, my name is this, and then the cards are exchanged. Generally, I'm talking about. Now, coming to exhibitions. Now, we do one of our largest exhibitions called India Wood, which spans around 45,000 square meters net over 5 days. We don't print a single badge, whether they are exhibitors or whether there are visitors. So as I said, 70,000 visitors over a period of 5 days. It happens. See, it's just you have to educate your exhibitors. Now visitors are coming in. Now, like I'm just saying, I'm here. I can't even see your name from here. What is printed on your badge, unless and until I'm at least 2 or 3 feet in front. In an exhibition, you're talking about hundreds of people moving around. How are you going to see the name? You're standing in your stall. People are just passing around and your person is like this. You're standing here. Would you be able to see the badge? Many times the badge is also ulta. Or is it like you're going to see the name and the company and then only you will approach the person? Food for thought. I'm not saying it's a food for thought. It took us 6 months to convince our team. And it took us 1 year to convince our exhibitors. And we are saving, I don't know how much money. We are supporting sustainability and it is working wonders. Because today, everything is on digital. Now, on a personal level, you have to do anything. Movie tickets are digital. Airplane tickets are digital. Do you ever take a printout and went? No. So it's a matter of mindset. If you are convinced, then only you will be able to convince others. So I'm just leaving the food of thought over here. I'm not saying you should do it. What works for you, you need to do that. If you're talking about sustainability, things like that, that first step is important. I know it's hard. It's not easy. We did that, but we are successful. But at the same time, what we have also done, just to address certain concerns, we just keep a printing kiosk. If somebody wants to print the badge, it's voluntarily, but there also, like, we print a message, be mindful before you print this badge. Simple, with a nice message about eco-friendly and sustainability thing. So that I will just kind of, like, I hope it answers this. I'm not saying you should do it or you shouldn't do it. What works for you, do it. As simple as that.
That's also a nice perspective. Yeah. And also when we talk about technology integration, if it is very much needed, then you can probably on cost basis offer your exhibitors some scanners that they want to see somebody's, they can ask them for their scan their badges and they can get all the details. So these things are also possible. Through the event app also these things happen today. So if they want to know someone, whatever event apps are available today for registration, they provide these services. Even they have services like lead capture and other thing. You can even know whom you have met there. Instead of giving the badge, you can just ask them to share the digital badge with you. You can scan it with your app, with your badge, and you can get the details. So you know whom you are meeting. So these are also possible, and even you can use that later on also after the event.
So one of the objections from the sales team was in our organization के हम sponsorship नहीं बेच पाएंगे. नहीं badge sponsorship. I'm telling you, हमारा इतना carry the logo in the digital badge. As simple as that. Carry the logo in the digital badge. Who stops you? In fact, digital logo में तो तुम उसको बड़ा करके भी देख सकते हो. Badge में तो logo इतना छोटा आता है. Am I right? As I said, change your thoughts, things will change. You need to believe it. I think that's more important. So one of the things, Acha, he has a question. Okay, Achani, one of the things deliberately, like, Sandeep has not captured in this, because I'm going to capture, when you do a pre-event planning, your exit strategy needs to be there. Exit strategy. So definitely he's not deliberately captured it because, like, there was a reason, because I'm going to capture in my thing, which is a crisis management thing. Because as you rightly said, not necessarily anytime what you plan goes your way. There can be a time where you need to take a tough decision whether you are actually organizing your exhibition or no, whether it's a go or a no-go. So I'm just sharing with you, but the details will follow. So that's one thing which is also part of your pre-event budgeting or planning for that matter. Yeah. It's there.
In your risk management, you have
Correct.
to plan that.
You may have to take a call, like, I'm quite sure, being an entrepreneur, when you start doing something, you realize at one point of time, it doesn't make any sense to take it, it's better to stop it where it is. So it's one of those. So you need to even have that thing. So, yeah.
My question is, actually you have covered wonderfully each and every point in the decision of the event management. Before digital came, we had traditional ways of marketing. In terms of exhibitors, we get to know that these many people are interested and these many would be paying in some few days. But what about visitors and how to keep a track
apart from digital, because in digital people can fill up the forms and all, we can have a data, but in terms of traditional marketing, how come we know that we can reach this many people before the digital?
See, it's always about a mix that you follow. So when you are doing a mix of your marketing mix, visitor outreach mix, through digital you can get the registration done and everything. But of course you will do your RSVPs through your telecalls and this thing. You have to make a proper strategy how to do it to ensure that your correct footfall is coming. So even if you do a telecall, that also doesn't give you a 100% picture that they will even turn up for the event. But yes, while designing a mix, you should keep every aspect some weightage and plan it accordingly.
So just to add on with what Sandeep said, say for example, when you're doing traditional marketing method, we say it's hoarding, newspaper ad, you always have your link to the registration you give or a number to call. So it's compelled, you have to record that.
Nowadays it's QR code.
Now, I'm talking about where you're talking about beforehand, before digital. I'm just telling you, whichever ad if you see, there used to always be either a contact number and a link कि आपको register करना है तो ये इस पे register करो, ये हमारा website का address है. So you can track it accordingly. And once they track, you need to have a question, which is a mandatory question. How did you know about this event? On what basis you are registering? So I'm quite sure that they will say कि मैंने newspaper ad देखा था, या मेरे को phone call आया था, whatever, and then you record it.
This will also help you, decide on your future spendings on media.
One of the key points that came out of this discussion on the government events. Government events are also being done by PT and CI. So I am very sure they are also part of the 𝐈𝐄𝐈𝐀. So, rather than creating so much of roadblocks with the Rohan or everybody else, any private organizer, can there be a way in which we can find a solution where the government also works very closely with us? They announce an event like 3 months, 4 months before, and completely have the private organizer is in a spot where he has to change a lot of things. At times he loses bookings also. So just a thought of, as you said.
So I'm going to hand it over to Ramki sir. I think I will say he will not have a 100% answer, but he can give you a perspective, like where do we stand and what can be done. Ramki ji.
Some of the big shows of government are pretty decided nowadays. You have BharatTex, I think is going to happen in this particular month of the year. I think the new shows, we are not sure. New shows are very abrupt because they themselves are trying to find a marketplace for themselves to launch the shows. There are about 12 sectors they want to launch the shows. And I think 5 or 6 are already launched. And the balance of them is where we all will face problems.
You go to the government and talk to them about how about co-locating your thing with the government. Is government open for that?
I think they are open. Yes, they're pretty
They
open.
are, because see, ultimately it's for the benefit of the industry. And see, and we are the industry people there. And in fact, they look on people like us for organizing. It's not only necessary, it's only CI or FICCI. Like Sandeep, again, the show he does, it falls under the purview of the government.
No, it's not that way.
It's an export promotion.
There's another story I just share. See, it's up to you how you want to pitch your event, right? These large-scale events will come up, but as organizer, be it association, be it a trade body, or be it EPCs, or the government. See, government has an objective to show large-scale events, but at the end of the day, like what Ramki sir is doing is, you have a foundation, right? Indian Mobile Congress. That's a special SPV been created. And that SPV is running that show. That's why that show is successful. BharatTex, when it happens, it's all the export promotion councils of textiles. They have joined together to create the show. But at the same time, while they have joined them, but their individual shows actually merged into that show. When you talk about Bharat Mobility, in that you will have Auto Expo done by Siam. You have Auto Mechanica done by Messe Frankfurt and 𝐿𝐴𝐶𝐻. So it's not that they are not open. They are open for good private shows which are happening. Nobody want to today, like private organizers, big large organizers or small organizers, even the government, they don't want to start from zero. If they have something which is happening good in that sector, they would like to get them in that thing. But the challenge for the private organizer is that when this big umbrella takes you within itself, whether you will be able to survive your own brand in that. That is the big one challenge for which we actually opted out from Bharat Food, and we decided to go ahead with Indus Food as its own brand, because that we had created. Because if you make your brand under a big umbrella, the problem is nobody is the owner of the IPR. If until and unless things like India Mobile Congress is created, who owns the IPR? Today, you have a government which is looking for large format shows. Tomorrow, after 4 years in election, somebody else comes in, policy will change, all your effort will go in vain. Again, you will start digging the well and to create a brand. So one has to be very objective in deciding whether to go ahead with it or not.
Government just want to make the show big. So you contribute to make the show big, they're willing to do anything.
So just to share, I didn't want to, but I'm compelled to right now. So the problem with, I think, Ref Cold is facing, we have our own show called BOFAR, which is also just 3 to 4 weeks away from World of Food. But we are very clear, because our exhibitors know World of Food, they are just going to go, it's a marketing gimmick from them, they are not going to generate any business. But they are coming to our show is definitely doing good, because the reason being, at least they can do actual business. So I'm just sharing you, again, again, everybody has their own strategy, they have their own, viewpoint, how they want to, establish their show. So it's up to you what works for you. Because World of Food came to us also. You please integrate your show, as Sandeep rightly said, but we chose not to. So that's our decision.
So any other questions? So thank you everyone for spending your time, and I am reachable. I'll share my number with Vaijayanti, and probably you guys, if you have anything, any information you require from my end, you can write to me and I'll just share with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. He flew all the way from Delhi, for this particular thing. Really appreciate all your support.
No, thanks. Thank you.